and welcome to Toyfarerapy. I am your host, Mr. Toyfare, otherwise known as Dr. Toyfare, and I am joined by my YouTube wife, Mrs. Dr. Toyfare, our new receptionist for the show, Corey, and as always, Nurse Nate. And this time for season 2, the first episode, we have 2 guests. We have the man who's getting chased out of the aisles at Target, Paul, and his partner in crime, who gets a different nickname every week, Bill, from the Reluctant Adult Podcast. How are you guys doing today?
Splendid.
Excellent.
We're looking,
Resplendent.
as you know, TikTok is going away, so we're looking for alternatives to. We need that adulation. We need people to hear our voices. So thank you for providing that.
Always. That's what we're here
I have an idea, but Michael doesn't like it, so I won't pitch it right now.
Yes, you guys should start an
I
OnlyFans.
want to hear it. We thought about it. Well, we were gonna do an Only Dan's, and it was gonna be Dan Pixel Dan, and then Dan Larson. It was Only Dan's.
I also have a great idea, and I really need to share it with somebody, and unfortunately, it's going to be all of you guys. And I don't understand why this doesn't exist, but why is there not 3 men, a lady, and her baby? Like, why are we not 30 plus years on, Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, the fucking Goot, they all come back after their daughter's unexpected husband's death to come back and help out around the house. And it's either a baby or maybe a teenager because they've never done that. But why is that not a thing?
I saw an AI-generated image yesterday of that very same thing. It was 3 men and a grandbaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was thinking that at first, but then I was like, what if she's a teenager? Because they've never dealt with a teenager before. They had a baby, and then they had, a little baby. I think it was like 9.
We'd wind up with a Look Who's Talking 3 situation where it was the dogs talking at that point.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That's what you want.
Why isn't this on Paramount Plus this weekend?
I don't have Paramount. So really else it.
Steve Gutenberg's a hero.
It
right
is
now.
my personal
he's getting
mission.
all the adulations he can right now.
Yes, I love Steve Gutenberg, and I want nothing more for him to have like a big resurgence.
Of course.
And he has. I'm sorry, Michael.
Derailed.
I just had to get that off my chest.
Yes, we're at 1.
We had special guests. I really wanted to get that to a different audience as well. I think it's a great idea. I don't even want credit. I just want it to happen.
At least just maybe a producer credit.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway. So, if you haven't watched the previous season of Toyfarerapy, the way this works is we ask our wonderful guests some questions, figure out what kind of stuff they collect, why they collect it, and dive a little bit into their past, and let's get right into it.
God.
So let's go all the way back, guys. What is your first memory of like a toy or action figure?
I had a Fisher Price policeman. There's a bulky heroes line. That was something.
I had a lot of Popples.
Yeah, Nerfles. Nerfles was there.
Nerfles? Yeah, I remember Nerfles
was
and like
there,
a
yeah.
yard sale.
Yeah,
Brave
we're relying on you
Star.
for this one because I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, you guys are young. How old?
I
are
am
you
not.
Kids? How old are you
I
kids?
am not. I'm 46.
Okay,
41.
You're older. We are 41 as well.
Correct.
What about you, Mr. Toyfare? How old are you? 12?
I am.
Do you even know what Toyfare is? Were you alive?
I was
when
alive.
Toyfare
I had
was out?
Toyfare magazines. Thank you very much. I'm 33. Thank you very much.
You're 33. Ah.
Yeah.
What generation are you? What are you called?
I'm a
Is
millennial.
that millennial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's millennial.
Oh, but we're like
millennial.
we're on the cusp. We're Zennials.
Zennial.
Gen X millennials. Yeah. You are right in there.
Yeah. I was the last like several years before that cut off.
Yeah.
And Jarmar's, just a little bit.
I'm 36. Yeah.
Man,
My
They're
big
still babies.
those are the good
When I
days.
used to do this just with before Corey joined, I'd make all kinds of references, and they would just look at me.
Like,
We'd look
sure,
at each
sure,
other,
Grandpa.
and then we'd look at him.
And at least Corey could get my references. That was.
I'm convinced that's the only reason I'm on the show is to get 8 references.
You're a translator.
That's why he asked for you. So what other memories do you have growing up of like action figures?
Do you remember your first action figure?
I'm trying to think of like what even. So like I never had the original Kenner Star Wars, but Bill's parents were collecting for him.
Yes.
Before he even existed, before he even was in this plane of existence, they were creating this. They were curating this collection for him to give to him, and then he doesn't even like Star Wars.
I like Star Wars toys.
He likes the toys. He really doesn't like the movie.
I like the movies enough. I'm starting. If anyone watched Skeleton Crew last night, I'm kind of at the point where I think Star Wars isn't for me anymore.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, technically speaking, it's not for any of us
really?
anymore. Like
it's for you because you're a baby. You love it. It's for you. You
Oh,
love
they
Jar
didn't
Jar.
get-
Jar
Oh,
Jar
they
was
love
your
Michael.
favorite, right? Oh, I bet you were in the theater with the Jar Jar pennant.
Listen,
and the
I grew
t-shirt.
up with the Power of the Force toy line. So I had like, jacked.
What do you mean?
Jacked
What do you mean you grew
V-neck
up? How old
Luke.
were you? How old were you when Power of the Force came
I mean,
out?
I had the Power of the Force toys when I was probably like
Yeah, no, he would have been 5.
3,
Five.
3,
You were
yeah.
5 years old.
Yeah.
You were like the appropriate age.
Yeah, I was the age
Yeah,
of people
yeah.
who were supposed to be getting.
15. We were 15 collecting those.
Yeah,
The target audience.
Yeah, I was the core demo
Yeah.
back then.
We were.
Yeah, I had
That's-
jacked Han, jacked Luke, jacked Leia,
Jack
all that.
Luke, yeah. I was fine with that. I didn't
X-Wing.
care.
That's in droves that your parents were curating you for Star Wars, and with all the Star Wars behind you. Because my dad specifically, was curating me for Masters of the Universe. So
Oh, there you go.
so and I'm the same way. So
Is your dad Pixel Dan?
no,
Pixel Lad over here?
So yeah, no, most of my original figures, they didn't come carded. I grew up on an army base, so a lot of it was through yard sales and collecting by those means. And then I think my 3rd birthday was my biggest. That would have been 86 at the time, but I remember getting, and it didn't matter because I was 3. I'd get like the boxed Rancor. That'll be closeout stuff at this point. So they were buying these figures and these vehicles and everything for pennies on the dollar. I think my aunt at one point walked in and found the AT-AT for about $5 at a Toys R Us
It's crazy.
in 1984. And at the time, I actually saw a circular on Facebook, and I think it was $45. And then I adjusted it for inflation. It wound up being like $197 in today's money, which was just crazy.
It's wild.
Which I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
if they made it now, like Hasbro would probably charge you like $300 for it. So
Oh, it would be a HasLab for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it'd be
Forget about
a
that. There'd be stretch
brand.
goals and everything.
Yeah, you get the Snowtrooper General or whatever. If it gets,
Yeah.
gets
General
5 million
Veers.
units. General
One of the
Veers.
stretch
With the
goals.
hologram. Who was the hologram? Was it Vader? Was the hologram?
Vader
you were
was the
talking about?
hologram, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good toy.
stretch
every
goal could just be a
iteration of
bungee
that
cord of
is
Luke hanging
great.
from it.
Oh, I would love that.
Mm.
That's probably the most fun like battle like ships, because it's like you have like the X-wing and shit, and it's like it's in space, so there's no like you can't really wrap your head around that, and you can't do like figure photography for that. But you get a snowy day, you take your AT-AT out there, you get your
sure.
snow speeder. Oh my god, that's happiness right there.
That's why I like the Battle of Endor worked so well too. Same principle.
Yeah.
You just go out in the woods, with some
You
Ewoks.
go out in the woods, get some sticks, little twigs, build your own
Yes.
Ewok village. Oh, that's what being a kid is like. Mr. Toyfare, that was like last week for you, right?
Yeah, it was. See, that's why I like the Micro Squadron. Or is it Micro Squadron? the one that
Yeah,
Jack's doing?
Jax or Jazzwares. I always confuse those two.
those are
This is
those are really
Jazzers. Yeah, Jazzwares. Yeah.
Jazzwares.
Did you say jazz ears?
Jazzy. It's
Jazz
Jazzy.
hands.
Yeah.
So many things just came to mind when you
Jazz
said
ears.
that. You might want to keep going.
Because I have the at from that, and it came with like a handful of snow trippers, and then like Luke that hangs from it
Yeah.
and stuff. And
They did a fun like Endor version where it was all like dirty.
Mhm.
I was waiting for that to hit clearance. I don't think it ever happens.
No.
The only problem with those now is our 40-year-old hands holding those figures.
Right.
To get them in the vehicles, it's like, this is
Sure.
very difficult.
Yeah, and because they also have it now where like it has like a thing that it hooks into instead of.
That's why I don't bother with tiny.
Oh, look at that.
So
Wow.
look at this here.
Well, I was pulling out the original Micro Squadron. What were these called, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Action Fleet.
Action Fleet. These were
Yeah.
great. Look at the
I think
Dubak.
Those are better. Those are better than the new ones.
I agree.
I really
I like
They're
those a lot more
different.
than-
I don't
These are
know that the
great.
figures
And
are
then
like
we have
better.
the
They just did so
concept.
many of them.
Oh, there they are.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone pull out your AT-AT.
Let's see
Oh,
it.
mine's at.
Okay.
See how
I
big
got a
your
Wampa.
AT-AT is.
There it is. There's my Wampa.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that's cool.
They can never.
Because that came
Every
with
Wampa
the,
looks
the
completely
fold
different.
out thing, right?
Yeah, fold it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basically a
Oh,
Polly
that's good
Pocket.
times. It is Polly Pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mighty Max.
Oh, Mighty
Yeah,
Max.
Mighty Max.
They gotta bring back Mighty Max. They tried.
See, that missed me.
Jabba.
Choking hazard now.
Yeah.
Wow, where did your mom send all this? Oh yeah, she
did.
did.
She-
Last time
She
she
brought
visited.
them down when she was here.
She brought your Action Fleet down.
Just the guys, though.
Should
None of
bring
the-
any of the ships.
None of the vehicles
The
made it.
ship. I didn't care about those. I just like the little guys.
It was such a fantastic series. What a great run.
Oh,
Those were
so
$10
good.
a piece. That was the
Yeah.
great thing.
So affordable.
Yeah.
When the E-wing came out in the original series, it would like blew my mind because the vehicle, all the expanded universe was just so new and interesting back then.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated it. I was like, I'm not reading. I don't know what the hell this is.
Oh,
Come on. Yeah, my biggest regret was walking in, I think it was at Walmart, and seeing a TIE Defender and not getting it. Just being like, I don't
Is
have
it
$10
rare?
right now.
What? Is it rare now?
Oh yeah. The Action
Really?
Fleet version? Yes.
Really? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man.
And back in
You don't have it.
back in that time, it was like we'd only get the news from Toyfare and the Prince Chizor's what was that called? The Virago or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
think it was it.
Did
Yeah,
that come out?
I remember thinking, that came out for Action Fleet, and I
Oh,
remember
for
thinking,
Action Fleet, right.
any day now, Kenner's gonna show it. Any day now, it's gonna show up, and it never did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been something.
Did they do Dash Rendar's ship? I feel like they
The
did.
Outrider, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
it
it
had
was
a funny
little.
action feature to it.
What did
You
it do?
don't remember that action feature? It
I don't remember it.
lit. It almost looked like a top. It was crazy.
Yeah, you like.
And it was,
Oh,
pull it
really?
apart, and
Yeah.
I'll look that up. What was it called? Outrunner?
the Outrider.
Outrider. Outrunner is the tag team in AEW.
So I do have a follow up question though, because he said that your parents like started collecting. Like, are we talking like they got pregnant with you and started collecting stuff for you, or was this like before they even knew they were gonna have a kid? They were just sort of like, let's get some Star Wars figures, just in case.
No, I had an older cousin that was into Star Wars, and it was just kind of one of those what's Bill gonna be interested in, and obviously I started growing out of the Fisher Price stuff and the baby toys, and it's like what's the next thing? And it wasn't He-Man and Turtles wasn't there yet, neither was Ghostbusters, but Star Wars was the popular thing. So the yard sales were quite frequent on the base. They would go around collecting. I remember the thrift shop was a big thing, and at one point they tried to grab me a Well of Souls from the indie line, and it got bought out. They just have all these fun stories about toy collecting for me before I could actually toy collect.
Question: were they like at all collectors themselves of anything, or is just literally just like we want to have cool toys for?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So
what
no,
I'm-
I come from a huge collecting family. My father collects, Matchbox, Hot Wheels, trains, model, military items, and my mother, it's vintage holidays. all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I got the bug. I inherited the bug.
That makes sense.
So, any interest in GI Joe?
I actively collect the classified line now more than Star Wars. And as
when you
growing
were a
up on a
kid,
military base,
Yeah.
what was that?
I was gonna say, growing up on a military base, did you like it as a kid?
I did, yes. No, I did. So I did have a lot of the real American hero stuff.
Yeah.
Was getting that. I think at one point, I think it must have been my 5th birthday. I remember getting a large white box, and it was all carded GI Joes. It had to have been 20 carded GI Joes from Geppetto's
Wow.
Hall.
Oh my God, 20?
It was, yeah, it had to have been
That's
20 pictures
wild.
of it. I've got to track down the pictures. It's great because it's got that it's got the armored Cobra Commander from
Yeah.
Amazing.
Being on a military base and being so young, were you kind of like, is anybody fighting this guy? Because this guy looks crazy, like armored Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
Like, is your
Like-
dad going up
like
against
merging.
this guy?
Yeah.
Well, I'd see a lot more. And like I said, with the military base, you got families coming in and out. And sometimes, back in the 80s, I've got such great memories of like 80s yard sales. They'd come and they'd go and they'd dump stuff. And you'd pick up lots. And, I've got my main room here that's mostly Star Wars, but I've got boxes of G.I. Joe, Turtles, Ghostbusters, you name it. I think I have 3 Ghostbuster firehouses to my name right now.
One of those is from the library you stole from, though, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
look at
exactly,
that.
yes.
Look at
The
that.
infamous library. Yes, thank you. Good callback.
So military bases create a lot of bitter children.
They do, because
they
it's like,
gave
I
up a lot of
have
shit.
that, but my parents got rid of it. Oh,
Yeah.
could only bring so much to Guam. But yeah, no,
Moved
my
to
parents never got rid of this. So yeah, and you have those parents that get rid of things
Right.
without telling the kid as an adult when they go off to school. My parents were never like that. They saved everything.
Yeah, my dad had that happen to him as a kid. All his toy soldiers got sold one day when he was at school.
Oh,
So he would promised up and down he would never do that to me. And
Yeah.
it probably caused some sort of mental disorder then, because then it's like, no, I got to keep it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
yeah. No, now I ask my kids. So I've got a almost 8-year-old and almost 5-year-old, and they've got some good collections, but some of the stuff they outgrow. And I'll sit them down. I ask, is there anything you want to get rid of? And most of the time, it's large stuff that I've gotten at Goodwill, things like that. But you tell them, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of this," and they start crying, and then I start crying.
It's like, okay,
It's
we'll
not a
keep
good.
it. All right, so Paul, what kind of stuff did you have as a kid? Were you into Star Wars, G.I. Joe, any of that?
So I didn't get into Star Wars until I moved to Billstown in 5th grade, and I had never seen the movies. So he had introduced me to the concept of Star Wars. But we bonded. Yeah,
Just to inform everyone
Wow.
too, I have my own
Yeah.
town, and it is called Billstown.
Oh,
it is
That's cool.
Billstown.
That's really,
Yeah.
that's
Population 2.
and the only movies they play is Star Wars.
It's crazy. So, but we bonded over Marvel, specifically like the Spider-Man figures that were coming out, and I was like, "Oh, these are based on Maximum Carnage," and Bill was like, "Actually, they're based on the Fox cartoon."
Yes. Paul and I found each other at a very vulnerable time in my life, where I was ousted by my core friend group for being too dedicated to toys. So, we found each other at the perfect time, because I think there's a memory I have. I rolled up to we were after school. We were going to do a talent show where we were going to lip sync an Aerosmith song, and then afterwards play with Marvel toys. And everyone brought maybe like 4 or 5, and I brought like a backpack loaded with like 30 X-Men figures. And they were like, "No, Bill." And I was like, "All right." And then before you know it, I was out of the friend group.
What a shitty group of friends,
Right?
And they pick you out for having toys.
We circled back. Ththey're all good friends again.
Oh,
So
okay.
But you never really forgive them for that.
no, if I'm remembering it like 35 years later. Yeah.
What a like they have room to talk either. Like they couldn't afford to lose a friend. They weren't the coolest kids in town. What were they thinking? Well, they're millionaires now. So
Especially-
maybe
Listen,
they're
I
smart.
found you and you were hanging out with a kid who was eating out of a milk carton sideways like a
Listen.
vampire. So
Listen,
I saved you.
you did. It's true because I was falling in with the wrong crowd because
Yeah.
I made friends with a kid on the street because he had wrestling figures and I was into wrestling. And he was not someone you wanted to be associated with, I would come to find out. So yes, Bill
Yes, I had the
saved
same
me
friend. Yes,
from
that's
falling into the wrong crowd.
Saved you from the wrestling riffraff.
100%.
Well, I had gone through the same thing,
Yeah.
2-3 years prior, where it was like, yeah, he was that kid, that would go around the neighborhood. He'd find out that there were kids in the neighborhood, and then he'd be like, "Hey, what are you up to? What are you up to? What are you up to?" And he wouldn't leave you alone.
Right.
He knocks on the door and you like just shut the blinds.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell him I'm not allowed to go outside.
yeah.
I don't want
That
to play
was
with
the
your
thing. I'm
Hulk
not allowed
Hogan
to have
doll.
Sleepovers was the thing. I'm not allowed to have sleepovers.
Oh
I'm not
my-
allowed to have chocolate chip pancakes in the morning. What are you trying to pull?
Did you ever have a sleepover? I don't think I ever had a sleepover.
I always
Oh.
I always got scared and like around like 9 o'clock asked them to call my parents and pick me up.
Yeah, I don't think I ever. It was just
Never
never an
happened.
option.
Yeah, I don't think
Like,
Is
I
that
would
a
go
younger
over.
thing?
I think I occasionally might have had like one friend like spend the night or something
Oh.
like that, but never like a
Dude.
group.
I grew up in a really small town, and up until like 7th grade, and we moved away. But up until that point, there was like 5 of us, and you'd be able to ride your bike to anybody's houses. So it was
Yeah.
we were never home. We'd stay at anybody's house. It would almost be like, before the days of cell phones, I would have to call my mom and let her know whose house I was going to sleep at
Oh,
on
sure.
Friday
Oh, wow.
night.
Yeah, I'd have to go to Paul's house, which I mean literally was probably like 300 feet away.
Yeah,
And like I'd have to get on the landline and be like, "Mom, I'm at Paul's."
right. So they wouldn't worry.
Paul and I never had sleepovers.
No, but there's no
No.
reason to. It's like I could
Yeah,
just
I'm
go
just
to your
close.
house. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't need
just
to
go
stay
hang
there.
out. It's like I'm going to Paul's.
Yeah, I don't.
Call me when you
it
get
didn't-
there.
It didn't make any sense. I don't know.
Well,
But
you could stay up till like
kids-
4 in the morning playing with wrestling and Star Wars figures.
no, I like to be alone. I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Or
We just
like
watch bad USA movies in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Then talk
Yeah.
about Stickly.
Oh, I love Stickly.
There you go.
New York City, New York State, 108.
Nice.
Nate, do you get that one?
I don't.
Oh,
that might be
Strangely
original.
sounds familiar.
Oh,
though.
nobody gets that?
Oh,
You didn't
wow.
watch Nickelodeon in the 90s?
Nick in the
I
afternoon.
mean, I
Oh, no.
watched Nickelodeon. I
Stickly
was
on
right
Nick
up for
in the
that.
afternoon.
I was watching MTV in the 90s. I was grown up.
I was pretty mature myself.
Yeah.
What happened?
It didn't last. I did go back to Nickelodeon.
Tried it for a little
I
while.
think during that time.
Nah.
Dragon Ball Z. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
That's
never got
exactly
into
what
anime. It's funny the things you get into and that you don't.
Dragon Ball is literally like the only anime I like.
What makes
Like-
it anime? It's from Japan.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
It's a little racist.
Oh.
Because you like something because it's not from, not in America. Is it anti-racist? No.
Well, I mean,
I'm just-
technically,
Well,
I
I mean,
think in
'cause there is
Japan
a
they call it
particular
anime.
style.
Though. Like
Yeah,
they-
there's a
they
particular
made the
style,
name.
and
We didn't.
It's not just animation from Japan, so
Yeah,
I mean it is, but it's
Well, now I'm confused.
yeah, it's very confusing.
Isn't all animation from like Japan or China? Like it's not like we're animating anything
So
here.
I think they all get distributed from Japan, but some of them outsource the animation to other countries. Like some of them, I think the Philippines have made, and a few other countries have been involved.
And is it
with.
people actually like hand drawing?
Back in the day, yeah, probably not anymore.
Like think about how
It is-
long that would take.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially considering
it's
like those
yeah.
fight scenes,
Easy.
like
I want to say
That's why-
Akira
That's
took,
why
like, 5
anime.
years, didn't it?
I was just gonna
Something
say because anime kind of set the precedent by showing new ways of showing movement and different things while still using less actual moving images within the animation.
Gotcha.
So kind of cutting corners. That way they were able to do it much faster, but still look at a certain quality level.
And then like they have to dub it. So how does that work with the mouths? Do they like?
I
Does
don't
it match?
like-
Imagination, I think, it's a little bit to do with it. Like, it just blends
I'm a
in.
total purist when it comes to Dragon Ball, so I don't watch the dub. I will only watch it in its original.
La-di-da.
Yeah,
Thank you.
La-di-da-da, la-da-da-di-da.
1,000%. I am super pretentious when it
You know
comes
what they're
to
saying?
that.
It's like I
So,
speak.
well, it has to be subtitled.
Wow.
But it honestly is a
Learn the
different
language.
Oh,
It is.
really
I
is
will
a
give you
different
that. I will give you that.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
show. Tonally,
But I
it's
think
completely different depending on how you watch it.
The difference with the mouth and like the dubbing, a lot of it is they don't focus on the mouth so much. Like in
Who's they?
scenes, like when you're
Animators.
watching
Oh,
like animators, you
how
don't
they
really see.
frame it?
Yeah,
Okay.
they frame it to where you're not really looking at the mouth. So like
Uh,
there's some bad ones, but
Yeah.
most of
Yeah.
the stuff nowadays is you can't even tell the difference.
Well, that's what I wonder. Is it like because I saw that episode of Bluey where they showed how they animated him or her, and it's like they just click and it's like changes the mouth shape because it's all like in computers and stuff. Like, it seems much
that makes
easier
sense.
now.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
they all do now.
You know what I'm talking about, Bill, right? That
Well, there's
episode.
a Bluey anime. I was like, whoa, what
There
am
is
I
a Bluey.
missing
There is a
out on?
Bluey anime.
I'm missing out.
There's lots
That
of
would be
Bluey
kind of
content.
cool.
Yeah, it
Coming
really
down.
would be.
You guys watch Bluey?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I have a
Oh, the
15 and 12
the
year old
baby
son.
doesn't watch Bluey. Come on, it's for you.
It's literally for you.
You're a demo.
My kid is 20, so like all the new current kid stuff, I am so clueless on.
That's not a
Yeah.
kid. That's like full grown ass adult. 20.
Yeah.
Damn. Who
Yeah.
else has kids?
It's more,
Who else has
it's more of a
kids?
parasite. But, you know,
I probably
I-
have the youngest. Corey, you have.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're still.
Kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
15 and 13 here, but we watch Bluey all the time.
I've heard
How
it's
old?
great. We put it
13
on for
and
my
what?
dog a few times.
16.
16 and 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill and I each have. Well, mine is 8 and 3, and yours is right around. Your two are right around there.
Yes.
Oh, so that's similar. I have 3, or no, sheesh, he's 4, and
Oh.
soon to be 1. Can you
Oh,
imagine?
a little,
you believe
little,
that? It's
little baby.
it's almost a year. So
little
crazy.
baby.
Yeah.
And you're
And
not
it's-
watching Bluey?
Oh no, we watch Bluey all the time.
I was.
Oh,
I
my
My
was the only
1-year-old's
one
having a
watching it,
Bluey
yeah.
birthday. His birthday
Well,
party.
I had a
Wow.
Bluey birthday.
Bluey. Bluey.
Bluey's awesome.
I think my 40th birthday, because we're the type of family where we have my main family, my wife and 2 kids, have a birthday party, and then the extendeds have a birthday party. So my core family here, the 4 of us, my 40th birthday was a Bluey birthday. I get home from work and I got both my kids, and this is a year and a half ago now at this point. Both the kids are running around the yard dressed as Bluey and Bingo, which was just hilarious.
That's amazing.
It's just funny stuff.
I
Those
feel
are
like
characters, Michael.
Bluey is becoming too mainstream. Like Bill was telling me about Bluey like 2 years ago, and I was like, "What's this Bluey? He's from
Yeah.
Australia, or she's from Australia. I don't get it." Now it's like Disney's making a movie. It's gonna be in the theme parks.
Oh God.
Bluey sold
right.
out.
It's kind of crazy.
All right. So
I'm a muffin guy though.
a muffin guy.
You know,
That's
muffin.
One of the characters.
Is one of the characters. Yeah.
Mike's like, wait a minute.
I thought
Hold
maybe
on.
they had muffins. I was like, oh,
It's muffins.
I like
No one
muffins.
told me they were
Tell me
muffins
more
during
about
this
this.
podcast.
I'm more interested in the muffins, honestly.
A muffin man.
So how much of your childhood figure collecting has bled into your adulthood?
I don't think there's any. It never stopped. Really, it just
It
kept going.
So there was
And-
never a
and-
break in time where you were like, oh, it's I'm gonna get bullied if I collect toys, and you kind of took a little break and then came back to it.
No, that was never a concern.
No.
Because like I always had Bill at least. So like
Yeah, no,
we
we
were-
I mean
each other.
we'd be separate. I mean, we had at the time, especially like middle school, high school, we got separated a little bit because of the class size. So I didn't really have Paul to like lean on. So yeah, you'd have other people being like, oh, you collect toys and everything. So it was like a little secret. And then eventually I kind of just embraced it, and I was like, who gives a damn?
Well, here's the thing. By the time I was 12, I had AOL, So I found the internet, and then I found toy people on there, and it wasn't long until they started having websites like Sir Steve's Guide to Star Wars and the message boards and wrestling message boards, and then it was off to the races.
That's right, and I had you too. So it was like it wasn't like our friendship wasn't, we'd see each other in school and then that would be it, or you and I would be talking on AOL until about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And then you'd send me links, or I'd go, the best memory I have, you made mention about, hey, when's Kenner going to show us the Virago? I remember the Kenner page, always going there, waiting to see like 2 figures get dropped from that original Power of the Force line, and just being so happy and surprised when finally they would show off like Bo Sheck or someone like that, some obscure character.
Bo Sheck.
The Wolf Man.
Oh.
Where is he?
Oh,
I think it's Bo Sheck. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Or Black Sivrak or something
Black
like that.
Sivrak. That's who I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bo Sheck is the
astronaut in the black.
Yes, that's Bo Sheck.
Elvis astronaut.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mutton chops. So hard to keep track of.
Have you guys both had kind of the same core interest as far as collection? Has it been anything that you're you picked up along obviously TV and movies and stuff like that changes your likes and dislikes, but
we both we're fairly independent. I think Paul gravitates towards wrestling, which I don't.
Right. That was probably the biggest difference, is that I was always into wrestling and Bill was not at all.
Right.
But Bill likes Star Trek, and I have no interest in that.
I love Star Trek.
The Odd Couple.
I like both of those things. So
wow. Man of the people.
It is kind of
funny. Paul's described himself as, he won't collect a full line, but he'll dabble until he gets, either bored, and that's just to, experiment with the articulation and see what the line is offering. So, there'll be points where, now of course, because there's so much. Yeah. But it just seems like, he'll be interested in something, or I'll be interested in something, and we get each other hyped up and we go out and find it, and then one of us drops off or the other one drops off in collecting it. We're not interested anymore. So I know it happened with the classified line. It happened with you with the World of Simpsons line that you got me into, and you were like,
"Oh, I got you into that."
You got me into that line.
Well, that's funny because you were the bigger Simpsons fan. That was your thing.
We're only on series 2. You're already out.
No, see, we're talking about back in the.
We're talking Playmates.
Oh, they're not talking about the new one now.
Springfield, yeah.
I might be out on the new one. We talked about this last week. I don't know that it works. It's I appreciate the effort and the articulation, but I think it's too much. They look weird, like robots.
You got spoiled by your $50 toy line that died.
Well, listen, the Super 7 Simpsons, they might be my favorite toys of all time. They are just very nice. They're big, they're bulky, nice mixture of articulation and design, alternate heads. You get all your core characters like Duffman and Ralph Wiggum. Astronaut Homer, what more could you want?
The main characters of the show, right? Those are the ones who were always on the couch in the intro.
That they make great pictures, because if you have an interest in toy photography, or if you're looking to improve your camera skills, or are simply looking for inspiration, Toytography has what you need. They offer in-depth interviews with skilled artists, tips for lighting, composition, and other areas of photography, figure posing and working with props, an artist wall, contests, and more. Our quarterly magazine, well, not mine, theirs. Their quarterly magazine is available in digital and print. Visit the website at toytographymag.com, and you're also welcome to join their Toytography Magazine Facebook page, where you can share your photos, discuss tips, participate in contests. See you there. And the winner is Jack Kirby.
Oh, wait.
I forgot that I sent you that back when we did the thing for Nerdzoic.
And the winner is?
Hopefully this doesn't air before the nerdies do, or we just spoiled that.
I didn't say what it was. You did.
That's true.
Fair. So in that case, what lines do you currently collect then?
I'm looking around.
Mr. Beast Lab,
Yeah, Mr. Beast Lab.
Heroes of Jiu-Jitsu,
Oh,
Beanie
man.
Boos,
Beanie Boos are
and G.I.
big.
Joe Classified. No.
These football
So-
guys. I like these football guys.
Oh, those are the
Oh, I-
Yeah, go ahead.
I know that you guys are joking, and that was very funny, and I appreciate that. But on the same lines, that was not smart ass. I swear to God.
No, it's just funny. It's like, good joke.
I
Are
would
you
like to
done with your
commend you.
joke now?
It was, but have you seen the Skibbity toilet figures?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
Like the,
yeah.
the TV head looking
I've
guy.
seen
They
that
look
Target.
cool. Like I
What's the
don't know what that
company?
is. I'm 46. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I saw pictures and I was like, these TV headed guys look sweet and they could be used for something. But
I saw somebody review them. They said the joints are kind of loose. They're not.
okay, that figures.
They reminded
it a
me
new
of
company?
Toybiz Marvel Legends, is what they reminded me of.
I need to look at this because I thought it was just dirty
that is
toilets.
blasphemy. To
No,
say
that's
that.
what I
Right?
thought
I
too.
thought it was a dude's head that popped out of a toilet. I had no idea what this was.
It
Yeah.
is. Well, I
But
think
then
that
there's also these TV headed guys in suits that look cool with guns.
it's like nobody owns it. That's the weird thing. Nobody has like
Oh.
the IP rights to this.
Oh,
It's
so
like
free game.
it like
I
showed
think
up in Fortnite and nobody like can make money off of it. It's so bizarre.
I think it's MK Ultra, like it's like mass brainwashing or something. It's super weird. You watch one of those episodes and it's like, what was that? It's very scary.
The crazy thing is those blind box toilets they were selling for like $50.
That
or
okay,
whatever.
that's what I
Mhm.
was thinking of.
I don't even understand who bought those. Did anyone buy those for full price? It's like the stuff inside wasn't even anything. It was
I
ridiculous.
didn't see them after Christmas. I know they disappeared somewhere.
They just went to Goodwill.
Oh, can you
Just
imagine
someone's
what Goodwill's
grandma
going
bought
to
it
look
for
like a year
someone.
from now when it's all just toilets?
A year from now, it probably already happened.
Oh,
They
no.
throw those stuff out immediately.
Yeah, that's the stuff that goes.
Straight from
Keep the
Target,
figure in
yeah.
the storage. That's why I'm surprised I haven't seen more of the Beast Lab test tubes
Yeah,
at Goodwill.
I'll just throw them out. I throw mine out.
But yeah, no, all joking
Oh.
aside, I mean, I feel like I've collected for the last 38 years of my life, and I've amassed so much, and it's like, who am I impressing? Because nobody sees all of it, because life's so busy that I can't do room tours or things like that. So I find myself collecting for the kids. So right now my daughter collects Beanie Boos, and that's a fun little thing, because you can go to Goodwill and they're a dime a dozen. And then the Mr. Beast Lab, my son loves like beasts and gross out stuff. So the little blind bag test tubes are perfect for him. And same thing with the Gujitsu stuff and things like that. So I find myself either sharing in my collections and being like, oh, don't touch that. Like, 3 weeks ago, my kid was playing with the Kenner Aliens line, and we were using the Queen Hive playset and having fun with that. So it's kind of like, have I come full circle and now I don't care for collecting as much as I used to, or do I just want to pass it on?
That's
Yeah,
Not to
think that's
sound all
fair.
heady like that.
no.
but I
that's-
also think, like Bill said, it's been 40 years of collecting. There's not much left.
No.
It's not like they're making new
Right.
properties. It's just re-releasing Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
Right.
and we already have those, and they can only do so many. So I feel like these toy companies are like all sort of reaching the same point where it's like there's nothing left that anybody wants. We tried He-Man, we even colored him like a Ninja Turtle, and people still aren't buying it. So go buy NFTs or something. I don't know. Ooh.
I mean, if
There's
NECA
Skibbity
and
toilets.
McFarlane have anything to
Skibbity
do with
toilet.
it, will.
Yeah.
Well, NECA's gonna be fine as long as they keep making like horror movies from the 80s, but I think they're gonna run out.
I think
of
that,
stuff
yeah,
to
I
do.
think they're pretty much that well's pretty much dry.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like they could still get some more and surprise some people because the Howling was out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it was out of nowhere, but I mean,
It's one figure.
That's one. That's one more than we got. I think like last year.
Yeah, I remember when you went up and accosted Blaine at PowerCon. You're like, "Where are my horror toys?"
I just think this box sale that they had is very scary. It's that is not something you do in a healthy company.
Yeah, but do you know what that was?
Those were all damaged stuff.
Yeah, not even damaged stuff. That was all the stuff that's been sitting at Target for years now. That's why Targets are emptying out. Like, they don't own that product, I don't think. That's why it never went on clearance.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually it just gets shipped back to NECA, and you're like, what do you do with all this unsold stuff or stuff that's not selling well? Well, that's their way of marketing it down. I personally, and I hate to hijack their episode, I personally don't think it's as bad as it looks.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see. But this happens to a lot of companies, and they handle it differently. Like Funko, they just burn their shit. Like they literally put it into a furnace. They don't. They'd rather have the scarcity be higher than disrupt like the aftermarket, I guess. But like all these companies get stuff. That's why you see stuff at Ollie's. Like Hasbro is being sued right now because they overestimated the demand for toys so that the stock would look good, and now they're literally being sued because there was no demand for these toys, and they're stuck at Ollie's. Even Ollie's can't get rid of them at 40% off.
And I liked the Eternals movie. I liked it a lot.
No, you didn't. Nobody liked it. It was not good. It wasn't as bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. It's just
make the team. It just was nothing. It was just nothing.
Yeah.
It just how could you overestimate by this much? Like crazy amounts of toys.
I'll tell you exactly what happened, because during the pandemic, people were buying crazy amounts of everything. Yeah. And the people running these companies were like, yeah, this is going to happen forever. There's nothing going to change this. It looked good at the time. They probably aren't with the companies anymore. So it worked out for them. Yeah. That's how companies work. What can I do to make me look good at this moment? The future be damned.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for any of them at this point.
Right.
Like even some of the companies that were
jiu-jitsu.
Like still like
doing fine.
Yeah, Chazwares like the AEW
Moose,
line.
I think
is kind of
this is owned by Moose. Moose, I think Moose is the shining beacon.
Yeah, Moose does good stuff. Although, are they losing Bluey, or just Lego is also doing Bluey?
I think Lego is also just doing Bluey.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, Moose has the Beast Lab stuff. It's got, you turn it around. My kid is like, it's made by Moose Toys. I mean, it's like the perfect, like his demo. And like you could run a commercial on his enthusiasm over turning the back and seeing that little Moose logo on the back of the package and being like, look, it's made by Moose Toys. Where like back in the day, it wouldn't have been me being like, wow, guys, it's made from Kenner.
Kenner.
And now Mattel can't even put the right web address on their boxes.
Oh God.
No.
Well, they put the right address.
They knew who was buying those Ariana.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's
no one mourns the wicked.
Yeah.
No, but who would? That's a terrible site. Like, come on, get a VPN, go to a real site. At least you got to pay at least $9.99 a month. Like, you're investing in yourself.
If you like VPNs, no.
Brought to you by Surfshark.
Yeah, so
we're all gonna need VPNs by the time TikTok goes away. That's
especially if we're all going to join Redbook.
No, it's not.
Let's talk about Redbook. I do want to join it, but I'm afraid that they're just going to immediately like steal my information. Is that
I think
what happens?
I think Redbook is like legit, just like straight Chinese government.
It's China, but like, do they like? You obviously can't read like the agreements that you're.
That's
signing.
a good point. Yeah.
And does it say like you give up the rights to your bank account?
Well, what you need to do is you
take
one phone pull it up, and then get another phone and bring up Google Translate and stare at that phone and then read through it, and then see how poorly Google Translate's going to translate it for you.
I'm just going to get John Cena to translate it for me. He knows Mandarin.
This is true.
Good point, actually. That's a good point.
I don't know. I just know it's the Chinese version of TikTok, and I have to assume based off how things
TikTok was Chinese. That's
technically no.
It's double Chinese. It's double.
It's like double Chinese.
Like you can't use TikTok in China. Like it's not available there. So like that's why Redbook is.
ByteDance owns TikTok, which is like Chinese company. But it's
really weird because you can't use TikTok in China. That's why they have Redbook, and based off how things happen over there, I have to assume that you get zero privacy on that app. So yeah, if you join it, you're probably offering.
Well, they will
also
everything for anything. Like
I feel like all of this that's happening in the world is just like colony claps in bees. Like this is how they start getting super confused, and they're just like, "What? What?"
I thought that was a reference to a TV show.
I did too at first. I was like,
I don't know this one. I don't know it.
A show called National Geographic.
You've seen Silo?
I had started Silo.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I started Silo. Just first season though.
They live in a silo because the world is bad. We just started the second season, but it's like, what's that other one with the bunkers? Fallout?
Okay.
It seems similar to that, and that they don't know or they don't think there's anything out there, but it's a little more serious. But it's on Apple TV, and this Friday, season 2, Severance. Who's watched Severance?
Oh yeah, there we go.
I need to.
Severance.
I'm loving this. I know this isn't. It's always, but yes, I can't wait.
I was like, finally, I can contribute.
I want a Adam Scott action figure.
That's a good point. We should get more action figures for.
I mean, I think the
remake
Parks and Rec could probably stand in. Okay.
No,
I was gonna say, let's face it, Super 7 will do them eventually anyway, right?
Maybe Nacelle Toys
Marvel Legends articulation.
Maybe Nacelle Toys will make Adam Scott from his brief cameo in Star Trek First Contact.
Oh, is that true? Was he in that?
He was for a brief second.
That's good. Was he a baby?
He wasn't a baby, no. He's always looked the same, though. He's kind of like Paul Rudd there.
Yeah.
With
we're both in Parks and Rec. That's weird, right?
Their weird character selections, that wouldn't be far off. I would not be surprised if they announced him, because I was like, why would you come out with these people?
We'll talk to Brian, Paul. We'll get him going. We'll get it, we'll pitch that.
He's dealing with the fires right now. I don't want to bother him.
Oh, fair.
He's always dealing with the fires. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the actual fires?
To become the Super 7 Simpsons,
Say that again?
You don't want that brand new Star Trek line that's going to be basically like their version of Black Series to become the Super 7 Simpsons,
Well, it's a different situation because, I don't know, with Super 7, they lost the Disney license because they weren't playing nice with Disney. Or Disney expected them to be able to make so much money, and they were like, listen, it's just that's not our business model. It's not going to happen.
Listen, we charge $55 for these. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, we're not gonna sell enough of these. They ended up at Ross, but Nacelle, in our interview with him, he explains they basically only have to make $1 profit, and they'll make another one. He doesn't.
Right, yes.
He just has to make enough money to keep the lights on. He's not dealing.
Everything was a baseball analogy.
Everything was a baseball analogy.
Yes.
Yeah. He's just gotta hit a bunt single, and it's fine.
You hit a single.
Win the World Series.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't care about Star Trek, so
I would like one main character per wave of some sort,
That's asking too much, sir.
No, you'll get them. You'll just get them in a costume that you've never expected them to be in.
Yeah.
When your first wave has Ronnie Cox in it, it's like, what's going on?
It's gonna be. I mean, you're gonna get McCoy in his shore leave outfit from Final Frontier. Well, not Final Frontier. Is it Final Frontier? Yeah, Final Frontier. when
I
he's-
don't
when
know
he's
what
in
anybody's
Yosemite.
saying now. I don't know these
How does it
words in this
feel?
order. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Convinced they're making up names.
Let's talk about wrestling. How about that Cody Rhodes, huh?
Oh, stop it! No, stop.
Those
I
are
got
words
nothing.
I don't understand.
The Rock is back. Everybody
Oh,
knows
God,
The
yeah,
Rock.
The
He
Rock.
peed in
The
a
Rock?
bottle.
Isn't the wrestling now? Isn't it just women's league, Paul? It just seems like it's
It's the women's
Rhea
evolution.
Ripley and the other one.
Rhea Ripley, she is going to be the modern day Hulk Hogan. They've really
Yeah.
struck on something with her.
Yeah.
She's from Australia. She's tall.
Wow.
Let's hope he just doesn't say bad words like he did.
Or at least don't
Well,
Well, she'll
report on
say
it.
them, but they'll be an Australian, so it'll be okay.
No one
Yeah.
will understand. Yeah.
Just like if Bluey were to say something naughty,
wow.
Man,
you'd be like, "Yeah, Bluey, you're
Bluey get
Australian."
canceled? Oh no.
Well, did you see that Bluey's parents have a cuck chair in their
Oh yeah,
bedroom?
the chair.
A writer or animator came out this week and he was talking about how they have the cuck chair like in hotel rooms.
Mm.
No,
I
cover
thought
your
they were
ears,
just-
earmuff,
I thought they were
baby.
just rich.
Yeah, they. How can they be? Well, what is it?
That's true.
Archaeologists and they work at the airport. Like they have real dog jobs, which is very
Yeah, they
funny.
got real dog jobs.
They had
Everyone
an
in
extra
Australia is
chair,
rich.
so Jamar thought they were rich.
So wait, what are their
They have a
jobs?
big archaeologist, and one of
Yeah.
them works at the airport.
So one digs stuff up and the other one fetches stuff.
Mm.
Or
Yeah, well, you
sniff.
know, the
Sniff
airport
stuff
dogs,
out.
like they
Yeah.
sniff
Sniff
bomb
stuff.
sniffing dogs.
She's security.
so-
Yeah, she's the security
Yeah.
dog.
Snitch.
But they never go to work. It seems like.
Never. Yeah.
Is Bluey gonna have like a drug episode where she gets accidentally like addicted to a drug because she sniffed too much of it at the airport? You know, 'Cause,
Well,
like every
we don't know. They're doing the
that
movie.
drug
That could be the
episode.
plot.
That could be the plot for the movie. That is true. That
I was
Toyland's
listening-
gonna be awesome though.
Give me a call, Disney.
Oh, yeah. I just think it's funny they have different words for stuff. Like that always makes me laugh. It's like the pharmacy is called the chemist. And I was like, he's going to the chemist? What is this, Breaking Bad? Like what's going on here?
The Dunning.
After you get that stuff on the airplane.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out how it's
Exactly.
made.
They're always talking about bum worms. I'm like, what is happening?
Bummer.
One more.
They are. They're always like, oh, he's got bum worms. Because they know they're dogs. That's the funny part.
Yeah. Which
But they
is
have
not
dogs
this is-
as pets.
That's what I was just gonna say. Since this is a Blue
Yeah.
episode, it just doesn't make sense to me. I
Confusing. Because people
don't understand. Yeah. Or they're like cats or pets. Like
Yeah, they have cats as pets, but they have puppies
But
as
they-
pets too.
puppies just yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So it's like it's like a
Where have
goofy
you seen
Pluto
puppies as
situation.
pets in Bluey, Paul?
One of them, there was an episode I recall this. One of them wanted to get a puppy, unless that means something else.
I think that just means a human. That's like that episode of
Yeah.
A Family Guy when they go to the alternate reality where
Ooh.
the humans are the pets.
It's like
Mm.
every
Or-
episode of the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
What if the archaeologist digs up a human and it
Oh,
like
like Planet
changes
of the
their
That's
Apes.
a good
entire
plot.
history?
That's a good
They're
plot.
extinct, so they just have a museum full
Yeah.
of human bones, and they
Turns
pretend
out
like they
Bluey
know what
is
they look like.
way in the future. It's like
Bluey's
way
the
in
future. Yeah.
Oh,
You mean like
the evolved
like-
dog.
Planet of the Apes?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Version.
or like at
Yeah.
the end of
And you
AI.
all
Have you heard the theory that the Flintstones is a sequel to the Jetsons, and the Jetsons like society crashed and they went back to like caveman stuff?
Mhm.
Well, that's why they're up. They're like above everything because like
Right.
Oh, it's all
Down there
ruined.
is can't live. Yeah, exactly.
I still don't. I still think they needed like railings on the like Astro's treadmill that he was on because as a kid that gave me anxiety.
They have those little belts that have like the anti-gravity on them. They're
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Astro does though.
He's got a
I don't
cause.
know. It's just a dog. Who cares? Just get another dog. Go to the
Should have been
space
a
pound.
robot dog at this point.
Should have been a
why
robot
even have
dog.
it? Yeah, why have a real dog?
Because you had the maid was a robot. You couldn't have two
Yeah.
robots. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Not everything
Jeez,
is
Jim.
real.
One robot cleaning up after another robot. That wouldn't be great.
But
That's
then if
not-
Astro
that's
was a
not
robot,
good
he'd
enough.
just like shit nuts and bolts everywhere, and then Rosie'd have to pick it up.
Why would he? Why would
I-
they
it's
program
for
him to
space
shit at
rockets.
all?
To get you the full dog experience. If you don't come home and there's not a turd on the rug, are you really have a dog?
That's a
It's a
very good point.
Tamagotchi.
I'm so
Yeah.
pissed off. Oh my god, there's bolts and nuts everywhere, people. That's
Oh
big.
my god.
I mean, maybe if they were
Oh.
like greasy bolts and nuts and it stained the carpet.
Oh.
Too far. You went too far.
Oh,
You're
No,
really
I'm just
nice.
saying. I mean, why would you get angry over bolts and nuts? You can just pick those up.
Well, it's like Legos. You step on them and it hurts.
Oh,
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Astro.
So you're like building an IKEA set of some sort, and you're like, I don't have enough pieces. Don't pay attention to the dog for a couple hours. We'll be able to build this thing.
Oh.
Dog's sitting at the door with its legs crossed,
There we go.
barking.
I'm not letting you.
What has become of this episode?
I don't know. So,
That's
so
a good question.
40 years of collecting, what is missing for your collection? Like, what's something that hasn't been made that you feel needs made that you need?
Jetsons toys at this point.
Yeah, I would like to see some. I'm mad they never did a live action Jetsons. Like we got that
That's
Flintstones
surprising,
movie, and
yeah.
that was excellent. I don't know
Mhm.
why they didn't immediately try to do Jetsons.
Oh yeah.
So, for me personally, I really want action figures, like proper action figures based on Conan O'Brien. Like I have all the pops, but I want like a talk show set, like they did that Joker set McFarlane did. And I want a little Conan that can sit there and he can interview my other action figures. Like that's what I want. Give it to me.
Now that's a TikTok channel I would subscribe to.
Yeah, action figures
Cool.
interviewing other action figures.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly have thought about it. I thought about ways to make it to do it. There's just too much work. It's just you be my only viewer. It's just like I'm not doing this just for you. I'm just gonna dangle some keys in front of you to get the same enjoyment.
Yeah,
Like,
for
yeah.
me. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, for me, it's like, I'm never going to complete modern Star Wars, and I've completed the early vintage Star Wars. So I've found myself dabbling into not so much the custom, and it used to be called the bootleg stuff, but I find myself going on to Stan Solo Creations and finding their custom work or the Next 17 and rounding out figures from that classic Kenner line to fill in like spots and stuff. So here's a Greedo in that
That's cool.
Wow.
classic line from Stan Solo, and then from the Next 17, and these are all overseas, there's a Back to Tank Luke.
Okay.
So it's just kind of fun, to have these things. And then it's a Cantina Denizen right there. I got all these on hand, surprisingly. But yeah.
That's cool.
Did any of you guys do the Hasbro selfie series?
I did, yes.
Oh, Michael.
I was the only one who did.
I did it. I love it.
I did
I
too.
love
two
mine.
of
I
them.
wanted to, and then it just kind of like never got around to doing it.
Yeah.
So
I'll pull mine
what
out
you
here.
could have done is you could have shown them a picture of Conan O'Brien.
See, I don't know. I think
What
I
stands your
experimented
face?
with that because you have
Yeah.
to have it from all the different angles.
Right.
That's really why it failed, is you couldn't give it as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Like Funko does that pop yourself that my wife got me, and it's cool, but it's just a pop. It's like this is the same head that 90% of the guys who do it get.
Yeah.
But Bill and I did the selfie series, and we were happy with ours. But a lot of people were not happy because it's
No.
like they have a face or a head shape that like they didn't have the base mold for, so it would never look right for them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I liked mine. I was
Yeah.
excited when they the one year at Comic-Con they announced all the improvements. They're like, oh yeah, we're adding like beards and
Yeah.
glasses and stuff.
Bushy beard.
And then I went to
Oh,
do it, and
know.
it was immediately they had shut it down and removed it from.
Oh, you never even got a change. Like, I wonder if anybody got like the glasses because I
Mm.
really wanted to try that.
Yeah, because
But they needed to add more bodies, like more generic bodies.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't want to be Spider-Man. I wanted to be like guy in jeans and t-shirt.
See, and that was my plan. I was just gonna go and find another figure and put that on it. That's all I
Yeah.
cared about. So,
That's the way. I'm sure that's what most people did.
but yeah,
What did-
they
what did
went
I
live in
see?
like September, and they closed it down in October, like almost immediately.
I would say maybe it'll come back, but Hasbro's got a lot of problems right now.
Yeah.
Maybe another company will figure it out.
Maybe in like a decade or so, if Hasbro ever figures itself
Yeah.
out, we might get it again.
I mean, we're all going to be 3D printing our own toys in 10 years. Like, that's the future of toys, 100%.
Yeah. I'd just have some 3D print one, but I feel like people charge so much for that. It's like, I don't really want myself that much.
I don't like myself that much. Is that
Come
what you said?
on. You got to want yourself. You got to want yourself that much. Come on. We could just be like Dan Larson, and every Mr. Fantastic figure they put out looks exactly like you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That sounds like the tagline. You gotta want yourself.
Gotta want yourself.
Good.
Got
That's
it.
good.
No one's gonna want you unless you want yourself.
That should have been the selfie series tagline. They missed out.
Want yourself.
Want
What was the
yourself.
tagline?
Was there a tagline for the selfie series,
Look
Paul?
at the
Probably
box.
not. It was probably just
That was probably where they failed.
Play with
Yeah.
yourself. That's the tagline.
Play with
Play with
yourself.
it's another missed opportunity.
Honestly, pretty good.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if you went into Ollie one day and you just found a shitload of
Yes.
I'd be
These
so
random
excited.
people? Oh,
Like-
I buy them all. 100% I buy every single one.
Oh,
I'm
like
a
when you
complete-
found it.
They
Remember
all look like
who did you find? Ethan Paul? Was that what you found at Goodwill?
I found
That
a Pop Yourself at Goodwill. Someone had donated their Pop Yourself. And it was just some random guy.
Oh man, that
His
sounds like someone broke up and
That's what we're trying to figure out. Like, what scenario ended up with this here? Like, did he
Yeah.
donate himself? Was it a gift? Did he give himself to someone? And then they were like, what am I going to do with this? Did he
left
die?
my stuff at his house,
Oof.
and we're done.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine dying and having your some other like donate or even your family members donate your pop
Your
of
pop.
yourself?
Because you're not going to,
Like-
no one's going to buy it if you sell it. Like, who wants
Yeah.
some random?
Yeah, but you think they'd like at least like keep it to like remember you since it's supposed to be you or something.
Well,
I,
imagine your
no.
family remembering you from a pop.
From a pop. They put it on front of the casket.
I feel like that.
put it on the
Put
shelf
on
of
the
the urn.
casket.
You have the urn and you display the pop like right in front.
You're like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
clearly
kinda
they didn't
awesome.
take me serious.
Funko urns.
Oh, there's there.
We need
That's what we need to start.
Yeah.
They're already
There was an
very
episode-
young
caskets. It
Funkos.
would be like a sarcophagus. It would be great.
Yeah, there was an episode of Married with Children, and they had a Ninja Turtles themed casket. Does anyone remember that?
No.
I wasn't
Google
allowed
that.
to watch Married with Children. I don't think I'm still.
Oh
allowed
my
to.
god!
Like I've seen it, but I don't think I saw that episode.
It's you got to watch it now because it's like, how did this ever air?
Oh, I can only
It's
imagine.
like so
Yeah.
terrible. Like, what's going on here? This was okay.
It was on
This was, like-
Fox.
Well, it was on
Anything went on Fox.
it was like 9 o'clock, if that. Like, it wasn't like 1
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah, it wasn't,
Wow.
wasn't like
Every,
now
every
where,
day
like,
at Fox
FX
back
after a
in
certain
like
point.
early '90s was its last day. They're like, "Oh, this is it. This is it."
And then
What about
Fox-
that other equally bad show that came like after Married with Children that was like Married with
Bunny?
Children?
Greg
with
the Bunny.
Oh yeah,
No.
no.
There was a puppet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it
And
was
then-
just
Happily ever after.
It was the
Who was the
dog, right?
dad?
It was a dog puppet.
Was it
The
a
dog
dog? I
puppet.
feel like it was a bunny.
I thought it was a
No.
dog.
I thought it was a dirt bunny, like a
What is it called? And it was Bobcat Goldthwait was the voice.
yeah. It was called Happily Ever After.
I thought it was supposed to be a
Nick-
dog.
Oh yeah, and the,
Nikki
bunny,
Cox
the
was on it.
dog or
She
the
was
puppet was on the
the-
couch. He would just talk to the
Yeah.
puppet on the couch.
It
And
was
the
like in a
daughter,
basement.
the daughter was just like a porn star or something.
Oh yeah.
Was it Unhappily Ever After or Happily Ever After?
Unhappily Ever After.
Oh.
Okay, that was like, this is not
Both for
bringing
Googling the
anything.
wrong thing. I was like, I just kept getting Disney shit.
Yeah,
No, Unhappily Ever After.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It looks
it's
like
a bunny. He's got ears.
Yeah,
it's
the
like
picture
whatever
of the-
puppet they had.
Like I got the VHS cover or something, and it definitely just looks like a animal they picked up off the street.
Can I share in this group?
I don't
I
think
can share
so.
my screen. See if
Yeah,
this
but I don't know
works.
how
You
that will
see
work
it?
with OBS.
I just want to show you. Did I screw everything up?
Yep.
All right, let me stop sharing. Did it work? Oh, I broke everything. I'm sorry. There you go.
Oh no.
Let me see if I can.
It was worth it.
Yeah, let me see if I can show it on the. See if you can see. Where is it?
Oh, come on, focus.
He's just a gray.
It's like a
bunny
gray
looking
like
thing.
bunny, but it looks
With,
like
like,
super
sad eyes.
raggedy. Yeah. Like it looks like they found
And
it out in the
Bobcat
alleyway.
Well, it was supposed to be like the dad's like childhood toy or something, wasn't it? And he was
Oh, so
The-
he would
the-
talk to it like no one else knew it was alive.
Right.
I always took it as the dad was just kind of crazy.
Yeah, he was
and,
having a
like,
psychotic break
like,
because of his
talking to
family.
him. Yeah.
Oh, who is the dad?
I'm
He
pretty
was
sure
the
he was the
dad.
president in some movie at some point.
He's a guy that looks like somebody else more famous.
Oh yeah,
I'm
because I
always
was like, is this Better Call Saul? But it's not.
yeah.
But it looks in this one photo, it really looks like him.
Wow, that
Who
is
is that?
a memory unlocked.
I don't think I ever watched it, but
I just remember the
I'm very aware of it. I'm very aware.
It
of
was
it.
essentially Married
Pearson.
with Children.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
totally
100%.
what?
Just had the bunny. That was
Oh,
the
It was
he
on the
was-
WB.
If
He
he's
was
not
the
Married with Children,
commissioner
would
guy
work
in
with each other.
Dexter, right?
He's
Say it
what?
again?
In Dexter, he was like the commissioner or something, like the
Yeah.
FBI
Oh, yeah,
agent
you're
or
right.
something.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it.
What else was he in? Let's see.
He was on 24. I know he was on 24.
Mhm.
He's got quite a list of credits.
Nikki
He
Cox.
was
Jeff
on
Pearson.
that '80s show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Or
was Glenn Howardson from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mr. Floppy.
Oh, it's the older son, or like the second oldest son from Malcolm in the Middle. He was
Malcolm
in
in
it.
the middle. Yeah.
Justin Burfield. And the rabbit's name was Mr. Floppy. There we go.
Mr. Floppy.
How do I remember this?
These are action figures we need. At least the rabbit.
Reaction figures. Here we go.
Yeah, we
No
need a
reaction
company
figures.
to do that.
That's all it will ever be. Is Super 7 will get the
Oh.
license, they'll make reaction figures, the reaction figures won't sell, and then they'll advertise Ultimate figures, and then they'll lose the license.
Such is the life cycle.
Yes,
of Super
as
7
as
property.
by design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By design.
Nature is healing.
All right, last question
Super
we've got
7.
here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. What do you want?
No.
No, we're all about talking about Super 7 on this channel. Don't worry. So what were you?
Did you guys ever talk about Toyfare? Like you ripped them off.
I wouldn't really rip them off.
I mean, you literally took their name. Like 100% of the people who are aware of Toyfare and see your account are like, "Oh, Toyfare's back. I like Toyfare."
I mean, if that was the
Oh,
truth, we'd probably get
modern.
a lot more a lot more
Well,
Nobody
course.
remembers this.
Yeah.
We
If
need
that
to
was
start
true, people would be
really
blocked.
pushing. I want to do big shots. Let's get those new Mego figures. We're gonna do some twisted Mego, modern Mego theater. Let's do it. Let's get that that whatever cease and desist. Let's get it. Let's
Corey,
do
you
it.
think you can do the top 10 hottest aftermarket action figures
Yeah.
each month?
Make the price guide that no one looked at.
I mean, for Corey, it'll be the top 11.
50% of the
But
magazine.
That's quite okay.
Inside the monkey house.
I keep trying to get
I want more.
Brian
We
from
could even
Photography
do, like,
Mag to do
tactical.
little comic strips, but he won't.
Do you guys remember POF 2? Not the toy line, but like TOO. POF 2. It was little one panel Star Wars action figure comics using the Power of the Force 2 figures. And this is like my favorite early internet memory. And I made like a in memoriam page for it recently, like in the last 10 years on Facebook. And the guy whose name is Paul Levesque, it's not Triple H, but his name is Paul Levesque.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I know. The guy that did it, he liked the page. So I was able to like talk to him, and I'm like, dude, you're like my hero. I would be so like excited when they would do like post a new episode. So go look it up. It's like on an Internet Archive. It's
Okay.
very 90s.
Nice.
All right. So last question we have. Say something happens, you have to get rid of your collection. What's the one line you'd keep?
Nothing.
just be done with it.
Like why? Like well, I don't know.
I guess the real Ghostbusters, I would
Fair.
keep the real Ghostbusters
No,
because
I
I
don't
think
care.
out of all of it, I think that's the most complete line that I have right now.
Like if someone offered me a lump sum for every single thing I own, I would be yes, take it. I do not care. Like I like the process of buying new things and like learning about new things. But once I have it, like 90% of the fun is gone. Like I like thinking
Goes in
about
the
it,
box.
seeing it for the first time,
Yeah.
playing with it. But then it's like I
Ask-
put it away. It's gone.
Ask Paul where all of his Simpsons Super 7 are right now. They're not on display.
They're in that box
No,
back
they're in-
there.
They're in the little. You can probably see them behind me. They're in that little Tupperware.
See the Tupperware. They fit
I
in
don't
one
care.
tiny Tupperware.
I don't care. I want
I
them.
know
I'll
you don't
sell them.
care.
That's not how I play with toys. Like I want them gone. Once I have them, I want them out of my line of vision.
If you believe love at first sight, you never stop looking.
I'm more interested in the journey than the destination.
There you go.
Let's see, Michael, we make fun of you just because you sell
Yeah.
everything, but you never put it that nicely. You
Oh.
just-
Yeah, that's very eloquent. You're
it's
just
very
like,
eloquent. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm in it for the journey, the chase. Michael's
Yeah.
just like, I'm just selling everything. I have no attachment to anything.
I'm in it. I just want to see what my wife's limit is. Like when is she gonna be like?
When it'll finally be
"Stop.
too much.
Just stop.
I think you passed that.
Me or
along.
the toys, Bill?
Me or the
Michael Michael likes to
Toys.
I want to hear it, and he's like, I bought this $60 toy for it came with a pogo stick, and I don't have a pogo stick yet, so I had to have this pogo stick. And then the rest of the toy, throw it away.
I don't know who the guy is. I don't.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't know who the
Yeah,
Bucket Mice
I
and
was
Mars
saying,
are,
like-
but I want that chili dog.
Right,
You just
yeah.
want the accessories, like there's
Yeah,
just,
like
one.
because I do a lot of well, like not as much anymore, but I used to do a lot of like action figure photography and stuff. So like I
Yeah.
want all the
Oh, yeah.
accessories. So I have bins and bins of just like random shit. Like
Yeah,
so I'd get figures just for that.
you gotta
and
go to
sell those.
Goodwill because that's where you'll find that. People just like lump it all together.
I'm surprised you're
and
not
if
getting
you have an interest in toy photography,
only one ad read.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
only-
they only
have,
get
like,
one per show.
boxes of toy accessories, like little sandwiches and stuff.
Hmm?
Don't they have that?
Timu has a lot of that.
Oh, don't they have that?
Oh,
at,
you're
like
talking about
Five
the mini
Below
brands.
has like
They,
the.
they come
The
in
mini
like
brand.
Oh, you're talking about the mini
mini
brands. Yeah.
brand. That's right.
Yeah.
I
Those are
wanted to
just
buy the
big,
KFC
though.
ones, but they sold out every time I'd find them.
Oh, you know what? I got a bunch. Send me your address. I'll like open a ball and send it to you. I'll send it to you in like a regular envelope, so it's like
No. Send it in a bucket of KFC.
in an
Yeah, there
actual
you
bucket. I sent Bill something once in a popsicle box, and it got there.
No, it
That's
was a box
impressive.
of Eggos. It was a
It
box
was
of
Eggos, yeah.
I have
It
it
was
on
fine.
film. That was great.
It's like micro DoorDash.
Yeah, that's fine. I love mini brands and that stuff. I just wish it was a little more in scale.
Yeah, that's the one.
My
problem I
my
have with
wife
it.
is super into the book ones, the little books.
Oh yeah,
It's so into those, and they come with little bookcases. You can put them all on. It's fun.
Target had a crazy deal before the holidays where it was like a tube that had 3 balls in it, and it was already down to like $10 because they're usually $10 per ball. So it was $10 for 3, and then it was half off. So it was $5 for 3 balls.
3 balls.
And they had the books. They had KFC. I don't know. I don't even know what I bought. I just grabbed them all.
Give 'em
It
to
was,
me.
it was
Swimming in
crazy.
balls over there, Paul.
I'm swimming in balls. Balls up to my chin.
Oh,
Oh, that all right. Anyone got
I'm going over
anything
his
else
house.
after that?
I mean, sorry, we took control of your show with our hijinks and our.
It's what we do. You got to know what
kind
to
of
do.
the idea.
Paul and I tend to go off track a lot, which is
Oh,
how we have fun.
We aren't familiar with that at all, are we, Nate?
Where we're going, we won't need rails. Something like that.
Yeah, there's
I
not
know.
an episode of anything we do where Nate doesn't find a way to somehow get us talking about some random TV show or a Muppet or a
I think we
random,
did that
random
for Muppet.
album that he's just found sitting around.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Me,
Ever?
Kermit. Kermit's my like favorite of like the main crew, but
Yeah.
like of the lesser, it's Sweetums.
That's a good one. I like Pepe. You guys know Pepe?
Oh, love Pepe.
Pepe is great. Yeah.
Mine is
He's
Scooter.
really the only one from the
Scooter.
latter era,
Yeah.
that really took off.
Scooter, he like represents us. Like his uncle owns the theater. He's just happy to be there. He'll sling popcorn, like whatever you need him to do. Because he's not an entertainer. He's not like going up on stage. He's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And what happened to his twin sister? She died, I guess.
But yeah, they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
Nope.
Skeeter?
Nope.
She didn't make it out of the nursery.
Is that her name?
Muppet babies.
Yeah,
Skeeter
did
and Scooter.
you know about Muppet Babies?
I watched Muppet Babies as a kid.
Only
I have
Muppet I know is Cousin Skeeter.
Cousin Skeeter. Are you from Doug? Is that Skeeter?
Cousin
That was
Skeeter
Skeeter.
from
Mosquito
it was a
Valentine.
Nickelodeon. It was a Nickelodeon Muppet show
Oh, that's right.
long ago.
Oh,
Long
that
ago.
name really makes the rounds. That's so
That is
funny.
actually
That
that's
surprised me
good
a
point.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug, that, and Muppets.
Especially in puppet related.
Yeah.
Technically, Skeeter wasn't a puppet, so
No,
she was
there was
only in
never a
the
Skeeter.
animated.
There was never a Skeeter puppet.
Mm.
Because I don't even think because in the Muppets Take Manhattan, the Muppet Baby sequence, there's no Skeeter.
Because that's what inspired the
Mhm.
cartoon. And then they needed another female character, and they didn't want to use Janice, I guess.
Yeah, which
Should
Do
do
a
a
new
Muppet,
one.
another Muppet Caper movie where the Muppets are getting murdered, and then the killer at the end winds up being Skeeter, and you're like, whoa.
They
bad.
did.
You forgot
What
about
was that
me.
movie with the woman that was like that does all the practical, the physical humor, Melissa McCarthy?
Oh yeah, it was
There
like
was like
a
a
detective
Muppet.
Fun Time
Muppet.
Murders or something.
Yeah. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
disappointing.
Okay,
That was
yeah.
very
Yeah.
disappointing. It's not good
Yeah.
at all.
Every
Such a
scene
great
was,
idea.
like cringy. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good trailer.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
excited for it, and then I watched it. I'm like,
It was a good idea.
Yeah.
What's the one with the who's the guy that did Lord of the Rings? Jackson. What's his name?
Peter Jackson, Meet
Peter
the
Jackson.
Feebles.
Meet the Feebles. Yeah.
There is an old 70s porno too called shit.
oh shit.
Oh,
I
you
don't
want
watch-
to
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Classic. 4 stars. It would have got 5.
Let My Puppets Come. The only sex scenes are with puppets. I
I
have
don't
it
even
on
know if I
my-
want to
it's
Google
amazing.
that.
That's on wicked.com.
That's gonna be on the next Muppets action figure website.
Yeah.
Also, the title of this Toy Therapy.
Let My Puppets Come.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't find any images, of course, because the internet. So
You gotta use AI to make your own. Someone did an AI of Kermit and Miss Piggy, and I saved, and I'll send it to all you for Christmas. It's like it's pretty out there. I had to save it.
Oh,
I'm
God.
scared.
I mean, it's just
Don't be scared.
the whole thing with the Muppets, though, is like they already have like hands up their asses, so like it's
Yeah, why not?
yeah.
But most of them don't even have like anything below their waist. Like their torso ends.
That's where the fetish comes into play.
Yeah.
deviancy.
I mean, there's some sexy Muppets. I don't think anybody can disagree with that.
Janice.
name 2.
Janice.
Not one.
Those, does the chicken count as multiple? Because there's a
Yeah,
bunch of chickens.
Camilla.
Camilla's
the
the main
main one.
chicken, but she's taken.
Yeah.
Taken.
Oh, Janice. Okay.
Sam Eagles.
I would
always
say
looked good.
Janice and Beaker.
Like Sam Eagle.
Beaker,
Beaker. Yes.
Beaker.
Beaker is the...
not was it the
No
Swedish
Miss
Chef?
Piggy though.
No, I hate Miss
No one-
Piggy. Get her out of there.
Oh, okay. Poor attitude.
Any of the Fraggles.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
take
she'd be
any of the
a
Fraggles.
selfish lover. Let's be honest.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
I think
Fraggles.
those are the only two.
What,
Of,
females?
Are you looking at your Palisades figures?
Yeah.
Which one of my
There's like the Menomina. Aren't like the background singers female characters?
Yeah. It's like Wanda, but from Wayne and
Wanda.
Wanda. But yeah, there's a bunch of generic ones, but yeah, no other main characters.
I mean, they don't have to be female. They're all you can like,
No,
match their parts. They're all Velcro.
that's why. I mean, Beaker. You know, the Electric Mayhem all around will show you a good time.
Yeah. They're like soft, you know. It just seems like it would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Auto buddies.
They'd all end up looking like that
Oh.
Mr. Floppy.
Bill's not into this conversation.
No,
We're-
Bill. This is not Bill.
Yeah, Bill's like, why did I just go to
Not
bed?
Enjoy copulation with Muppets.
He isn't like the special
I
Muppet
mean,
sock.
I'm never here
It's
to
too
get
real for him.
anybody's
He got dumped by a Muppet once. It was sad.
Got dumped by a Muppet?
Oh.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like we need to know that story.
No, it's not for human consumption.
Only Muppet consumption.
Muppet consumption. Yeah. In his autobiography, you can read about it.
Yeah, no. I was dumped by a professional ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did she, at
Did
least,
she
like,
do it or the puppet?
Well, it's the puppet. Yeah.
The ventriloquist goes to heaven, but the puppet goes to hell.
Not you, it's me.
Yeah.
And also me.
Yeah. It's not you, it's we.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry for laughing at your pain.
It's all right.
I figure you forgave the
I
friends
think
that,
her
that
line
dumped you
was,
for
"You're
playing
just not
toys."
into it as much as me," and I was like, "I can't be into it because then I wouldn't be the same character." I think that's what was going on. She was referring to the puppet hole.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think we're all referring to the puppet hole. I'm gonna open a nightclub called the Puppet Hole.
Oh,
There you go. It'll just be like, what is that? What was that sexy Star Wars thing that you sent me?
Yeah, burlesque.
The
Star Wars
burlesque, yeah, it'd be Muppets
Oh.
burlesque.
Muppets burlesque.
The
Oh,
Muppets.
there you go.
But that's
Right.
that's the next Disney attraction right there.
Yeah.
I
That's why
was-
they're closing Muppets 3D. They're gonna
Yeah.
open up a burlesque show.
I was interested in seeing that burlesque show, but it was pretty expensive.
Well, they pay for the
Yeah.
license.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Dude, I don't know.
That is definitely not Lucasfilm approved.
But it came to our town. It was here.
Yeah.
It was up
Where
here
do you-
too. I thought about it, and then I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you know what? It was good seeing like little bits of it, but then as I got closer to the date and I started seeing more of what was going on with the show, I was like, this isn't for me.
It's too much about the burlesque, not enough
Yeah.
about the Star Wars.
I'm here for the space battles. gentlemen.
Yeah.
They whip out their lightsabers. I'm not here for it.
Wait a minute. That's an episode 2 helmet. This scene is depicting episode 3.
No.
You like stand up and point, like everybody boo.
Are
Boo
we
him.
Are we expected to believe a wizard did this?
They're all half naked on stage.
It's never the half you want, though. That's why puppets are great. They're only a half. They're half naked. That's 100%.
It's all the way.
Looking for those sexy Jawas.
I was like this one from Toyfarerapy to just actual therapy.
It is.
I feel therapied.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad we can help you work through this. We're going to close it
You
out,
accept-
though.
You accept Blue Cross? Do I have to pay copay for this?
What? No, I've already spent enough money on medical bills.
Sorry, we're out
We
of
Yeah.
it.
got it out of the way. It's good. Now you can go to the hospital for free the rest of the year.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
You've reached your deductible.
That's what you do. That's the trick.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Get
call it
really
in the
sick at
first
the
month.
beginning of the year.
And they take all the health care away next week. You voted for it. Enjoy.
Oh. Well, on that depressing note, if you stuck around and enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe.
I was having a good time.
For more interesting facts about puppet sex, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, maybe TikTok if it's still around when this goes on the air. At Modern Toyfare. You can check Jarmar out over on OnlyFans, Jarmar_games. Corey, where can everyone find you?
Red
Facebook, Instagram at Vile Consumption.
And Nate, what about you?
You can find me right here.
Come to his house.
That's right.
With puppets. And Paul, Bill, where can everyone find you guys?
We are at Pixel Dan on social media. Please send us messages. We will not respond because we do not actually exist. We are an AI generated program. Not funny. See, usually that gets the laugh. We are.
I couldn't believe you're not. I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure if I missed some sort of lore where you guys did a theory where Pixel Dan wasn't a real person.
Well, the theory is that he does not respond to anyone.
Yes.
So The Reluctant Adult Podcast on all your social channels. Enjoy our YouTube video and podcast and what have you. Whatever the future holds, we'll be there, taking your hand, guiding you through this toy journey into the toy afterlife.
Yeah.
What's the toy? Is the toy afterlife having your Funko Pop sit next to your urn?
Patent pending, but yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good. That sounds fine. Maybe the urn. I feel like the urn is a pop. Like you have to take the hair off.
Oh, you just put the ashes in a Funko box.
Take the hair off.
Oh.
And then there's a hole.
I didn't know that you could
do whatever you want with that. There's just a hole.
I didn't know you could
That
shave your
makes
head.
it worse.
There is a Funko executive right now going, guys, we're getting out of debt. We're making Funko urn pops.
I mean, think about how much that shit costs. Like a casket's like $10K. So like an urn, they could probably make a couple thousand off that.
Yep. Getting cremated is like $75.
Yeah. So like
Do it yourself.
You
They
get
have
the
like
jumbo
kiss
pop.
things. Yeah, the jumbo pops. If you're a big guy, you need the jumbo
Your
pop.
body to Funko.
No.
Yeah, there are Kiss coffins taking it all the way back.
Yeah.
all right. Well, on that note, hopefully see you next week. Same toy time, same
Taking
Toy
it
Fair
back.
channel. Thank you for watching.
It all paid off in the end.
Friends to hook me up with all the purchases because I don't live in that part of the U.S. But if I do shop for them, it's something that I'm going to do like an army builder for. You know, like same G.I. Joe character. All right, cool. I'm just going to mod it with a few different paint apps and that's it. But I do love Ollies for that, just to get some like good fodder and army building.